And it is my honor and my privilege to introduce to you the man solely responsible for all of this. Here's a man who decided a while back that he wanted to change the lives of average human beings. He wanted to give us knowledge, education, and opportunity. He's been instrumental in my life as a mentor and also giving me an opportunity to represent 21st Brand and the company and its employees. He's an awesome individual, and before we bring him to the stage, I'd like for you to turn your attention to the video screen.
Jamie McIntyre, while in his mid-20s, found himself in an unenviable position. He was completely broke, in debt to the tune of $150,000, with no job, no prospects, and was sleeping on a friend's couch. He had arrived at this point in his life by working hard, long hours in a communications business he had built from the ground up. He thought he was doing everything right, everything that he had been told by his parents and teachers that he needed to do to be a success in life. Yet here he was, broke. The business he had built was in tatters, and he had absolutely nothing to show for his time or effort. At this point, Jamie decided there simply must be an easier way to become successful. There must be something he had done wrong, or something he's missing that the rich, successful people know. He began to study any successful people he could get access to try and work out exactly what it is that makes them this way, and how he could replicate that success in his own life. After a while, he came to realize that there is no big secret, but there are some common strategies and a certain way of thinking that mean the difference between the average person working a 40-plus hour week to make a modest wage or salary and those elite few who have more money than they could ever need and live the lifestyle that most people dream of. Within less than 5 years, Jamie had rebuilt his life using the strategies he had discovered. He had gone from flat broke to a self-made millionaire while still in his 20s. And he was even nominated for Young Australian of the Year in 1999 for his achievements. Since then, Jamie has made it his life's work to reveal the strategies he used to get him out of debt and generate massive wealth to the general public. He strongly believes that this information should be widely available to anyone and everyone. So he co-founded a company to do exactly that. Over the past 15 years, his company has educated over 225,000 people throughout Australia, New Zealand, and other parts of the world. One of his books, What I Didn't Learn at School But Wish I Had, has become a bestseller, and he has now written 6 other titles on the various strategies he has used to get where he is today. He has been guest speaker at several events and programs, including the Sky News Business Channel's Your Money, Your Call program, where people can call in and ask for money advice. His number one passion is now to teach as many people as possible the various stock market, real estate, business and relationship techniques used by some of the world's wealthiest people. Thousands of people have already benefited from these courses and are now living a better life with more money, more time, and less stress than they were before.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please be on your feet for my main man. He is the originator. He is the architect. He is the dominator. He is my brother from another mother. Give it up for Mr. Jamie McIntyre is in the house. Give it up for him. You're the man, brother. Thanks, man.
Grab a seat, grab a seat. How's Melbourne doing today? How was yesterday? Beautiful day. Melbourne, beautiful one day. And what do we say the next? Perfect seminar weather the next. So How you guys doing? I mean, this is meant to be a serious business seminar. I was out back there. You guys dancing on stage already. We're going to get down to some work. So it's great to see you all here. First of all, I just want to acknowledge and I guess commend each and every one of you for being in the room. In life, is it true? A lot of people talk about what they want to do. People say, I'd love to win lotto, I'd love to become wealthy, I'd like to start a business, I'd like to get a pay rise, I'd like to change my life in some way. But people talk, but most people don't back it up with action. So I'm going to make the assumption that you're here today, that you're just not a talker, but you're someone that walks the talk. Is that true? You walk the walk. In other words, you made a decision, whether yesterday or months ago, to decide and commit not just your money, because you can always make money back, is that true? But your time. Is time our most valuable resource? Is that true? To commit 2 days of your life to improving your life, improving your financial education, your business education, and you made that commitment. So I sincerely respect you for that, because I look back in the last decade and a half or so of my life, and it's decisions like this that changed my life. Now, I want to share with you today as much as I can that's improved the quality of my life. I've been fortunate for almost 2 decades now to study successful people. And why I did that, because I remember asking this question, and I'm not sure if anyone here has ever asked this question. I used to ask and say, why is it some people can grow up in the same family even, go to the same school, same quality of education, live in the same country, have the same opportunities, and why is it that some people outperform and do really well financially? Their dreams become a reality, and other people fail miserably. Now, if we ask the average person, they would say because some people are what? Lucky. Raise your hand if you heard that before, because some people are lucky. Some people say, Jamie, you've got to understand, you were lucky. You got into real estate in the 90s. You were lucky. And maybe luck does play its part, is it true? However, I think back and I go, you know what? In the 1990s, there was 19 million people in this country. I was just as lucky as the other 19 million. Does it make sense? So luck wasn't a defining factor. And today, I'm going to share with you what is the shortcut to success if there is one. Because let me ask you this question. Who is an impatient person? Who's impatient? Raise your hand. That's why you're here in this room. Is that true? Who would like to accelerate and compress decades into a few short years? Who'd like to be able to do that? Because that's what I'm going to share with you today. If there is a shortcut to success, what is it? And how do we take it on board? I respect in this room that there's people from all walks of life. Is it true? There's people sitting here that are already incredibly successful. There's many millionaires in this room, many extraordinary business people, many extraordinary investors, extraordinary career. There's other people doing okay, other people just starting out, and there's probably some people that were starting where I was starting from. Some people say, will these strategies work, Jamie, for the average person? Often when I'm doing radio interviews, I'll say, Jamie, really, can the average people use these strategies that you advocate and that you teach? And I say, absolutely. On one condition. On one condition. As long as they stop being average. Does that make sense? As long as we stop being average. These strategies I'm going to share with you and some of the amazing speakers that come on today, yes, they can work for the average person. But if we think like the average person, we will produce the results of the average person. Is that true? I mean, if I said to you, do millionaires think differently to people on a pension? Yes or no? Of course, Jamie, of course. The question is then, what is that difference? So one of the things I want to share with you today is that let's break that. That's what I've done to look at what do millionaires do differently? How do they think differently? How do they produce a different result when they have the same opportunity, live in the same economy, the same opportunity? Why do some people outperform? So I do sincerely respect your commitment to being here today, because this is an opportunity, I guess, for each and every one of us to work on our life. Does that make sense? Most people are so busy making a living, we forget to do what? Live. True? We're so busy making a living, we forget to actually live. This is an opportunity for each and every one of us to take 2 days out of our busy schedule. And I know many of you have flown from different parts of the country, different parts of the world. Some of you had to drive from different suburbs in Melbourne. But wherever you had to come from, you had to commit your time to being here. So this is an opportunity to play full out and work on our life. Does it make sense? 2 days to work on our life. 2 days, if you're in business, to work on your business, not always in it. If you're an investor, 2 days to work on your strategy and say, no matter how well I'm doing, because here's my belief. I'm sure you'll agree with me. No matter how well you're doing right now, is there always the next level, yes or no? There wouldn't be a person in this country, whether you're Jamie Packer or whoever, how well you're doing financially, there's always the next level. Is that true? And what I like about higher achievers is that we're never satisfied until we get to that next level, okay? Sometimes for people like you and I is that we sometimes are too focused on achieving. Sometimes we have to reflect and enjoy and smell the roses. And one of the reasons I invited Sir Richard Branson to share with you this weekend is I think he's a remarkable role model. I've learned many lessons from him as a business mentor. But one of the things that I learned off Richard is that he has this capacity, and I was sharing with some people the other day, is when you think about it, some people have a philosophy in life, party today because you could be dead tomorrow. True? The only challenge with that philosophy is we usually aren't dead tomorrow, we wake up with a what? With a hangover. So if we party all the time and just celebrate all the time, we might enjoy the now, but we're probably not going to have much of a future. Other people are the opposite, is that true? Workaholics. Work, 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 I want a future, I plan for my future. Workaholics. But they don't enjoy the now, is it true? Richard Branson, I think, is a great example, has been a great inspiration to me, and I know countless others. He has the ability to party and celebrate today, is that true? But still wake up and be driven and build a future for tomorrow. And I think those skill sets are remarkable because not only this weekend, we don't just want to look at how do we achieve more, because my wish for each and every one of you is that, sure, you achieve more, you get the things that you want in your life, and many already have, but the key is also to enjoy those things, is that true? We ultimately want to be rich and happy, is that true? Who wants to be rich and happy? Put your hand up. Somebody say, Jamie, I'll at least take the rich, okay? Rich and miserable is better than being broke and miserable, where I used to be. So I'll at least take that. So this weekend, what are you going to learn? You're going to learn, you have the opportunity to learn from people that have a PhD in results as opposed to theory. I think in life that's important. I often, you want to jot this down. The truth is in, jot this down. This is something I learned many years ago. The truth is in the results. In life, does life demand results, yes or no? Life totally demands results. It's not about who's right, who's wrong, who's got an opinion. Everyone has an opinion, is that true? It's about what result are we producing. So we're either getting the result we want or we aren't. Now for some of you, this next 2 days, if you just got a little idea just to fine tune what you're doing. Some of you might be really good as real estate investors, but don't know much about the stock market. So you're going to learn some more things in the stock market and do something that I did and combine the two, and maybe you'll be able to have exponential growth. Some of you want to start a business, but haven't quite made the decision to get around doing it or don't know how. So some of you, it might be a decision to improve your business skills. This weekend, providing a 21st century education and a financial education is to give you multiple skill sets. This weekend, the next 2 days, I want you to look at it as like a smorgasbord, a buffet. Buffets, by the way. Now, when you go to a buffet, are you meant to eat everything on the buffet, yes or no? Some of you are going, yes, Jamie, I like to eat everything on the buffet. No, you're not, okay? You're not meant to eat everything on the buffet. You're meant to just take what you like. If you don't like spinach, leave it there. Just take what you want. So this weekend, we've brought in a host of speakers, about 15 speakers on the main stage to teach you all walks of life from different endeavors. Some of you want to start an internet business. Others of you couldn't care less about the internet. Make sense? Some of you want to learn the business skills and how to minimize your time at work and earn an increased income. And you'll love what Tim Ferriss has to share shortly. True? Others of you just want to make significant monthly cash flows from renting shares or selling insurance or using stock market strategies and don't even want to hear the word real estate. See, I used to, when I was first starting teaching, I've been doing this for 12 years now, and I used to just teach the strategies that worked for me. And then I realized, you know what? If I was starting all over again, I would do things differently because I didn't know all the strategies you're going to learn this weekend when I was starting. My wish was I was able to sit here like this in Australia, in an event like this, and learn what you're going to learn the next 2 days. Have it all simplified for you so you can start with knowing everything and then choose what's best for you. I wish 15, 20 years ago that was available because it would have made my journey a lot easier. So what I've done is invite many people in that have different, expertise in different areas, because as a true, we're all different. We all have different goals. We have different personalities. We're all at different starting points. So you're going to learn a host of strategies. The best financial strategies that exist on this planet will be made available to you. If we can find a better strategy, we'll bring it to you. Does it make sense? What you're going to have after these 2 days is some people say, Jamie, I just want all the problems in my life to disappear. If all my problems could just disappear. However, the only people that don't have problems are where? Unfortunately, in the cemetery. So the goal in life is not to get rid of your problems. The goal in life is simply to have, jot this down, better quality problems. Does it make sense? Because when you overcome your current problems in life, is it true? Guess what you present it with? More problems. So the goal in life is to have better quality problems. The quality problem that each and every one of you in this room will have after these 2 days is that last night in Australia, in New Zealand, wherever you're from, how many people would have went to bed saying, you know what, I wish there was a better way. I wish there was a smarter way. I wish there was at least one way that I could become financially successful. At least one way. Well, the quality problem you're going to have 2 days from now is they'll be going, my God, there is too many goddamn ways to become financially successful, and I don't know which strategy to focus on. Does it make sense? That is a quality problem that most people would wish they had. You'll have a smorgasbord, a buffet, an abundance of strategies that you can take if all you got out of the next 2 days was one idea, just one simple idea. You might go a few months from now, it mightn't make a huge difference to your life, but you apply that idea to your life. You go a year from now, your life is heading in a different direction. True? You go 10 years from now, your life can be in a totally different place because of the decisions you made, the action you took, the ideas you got today, tomorrow. I look back on my life, and when we think about today, what this is all about is setting up the next 5, 10 years of your life. Is it true? What can you do today? Because your life today, how it is a result of decisions you've made 5, 10, 15 years ago. True? And that's how your life is today, because of those decisions. If you want your life to be even better in the future, in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, we have to make some new decisions. We have to identify today what's working, what's not. Jot this down, the first step to creating change. The first step to creating change in any endeavor in our life, jot it down, is awareness. What is it? Awareness. If you're not aware that something's not working, then how do you know to change? Now, often awareness is the only step we need to be successful. If we're aware something's not working for us, like some people go, well, I was taught to be successful, you have to work really hard. Work really hard all your life and you become financially successful. Jot this down. Bullshit. Now, I have a good work ethic. I was fortunate enough to grow up on a farm, and one of the greatest benefits of that is learning how to work hard. So working hard is important, but jot this down. Working hard and making money in the 21st century, guess what, has absolutely nothing to do with each other. How many Australians know how to work hard? Maybe not enough, okay? A lot of them, is it true? If working hard was the sole thing that would make you successful, then there'd be a lot more people that would be millionaires, a lot more people would be successful. So let's not delude ourselves. The world has changed. I'm not saying don't work hard. I'm not saying, oh, Jamie said I can be lazy and then I'll make it. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying if we just rely on hard work to be successful, well, when we're kidding ourselves. Ask Tim Ferriss, and he'll share 4-hour work week. The concept of working less to achieve more. We know we need to work hard or we need to work smart. What do we need to do? We need to work smart. Now, some of you already are working smart. We just want to look at how do you work smarter. Because it doesn't matter who we are. If all I could do this weekend is encourage you to do more of what you already know. I suspect most of us already know in a lot of places what we need to do. But in a lot of cases, we're not doing what we already know. True? If we could just get ourselves to take action more on what we already know, we know our lives would be more successful. Correct? So in a lot of cases, it's just get ourselves to act on what we already know. But if we can have an open mind, and I challenge each and every one of you this weekend, is to keep an open mind. Albert Einstein said the definition of intelligence. The definition of intelligence, now he was an academically very brilliant man, So most people think, well, the sign of intelligence is how many PhD degrees you have on the wall, how many university degrees you have. He said the sign of intelligence, jot this down, Albert Einstein. He said the sign of intelligence is the ability to entertain a new idea. The ability to entertain a new idea. In other words, he was saying, be open-minded. True? We know people that don't succeed have an open mind or narrow mind. We know it to be true, they're narrow-minded. The ability to entertain a new idea. So what I would add to that, not only the ability to entertain a new idea, is the ability, the biggest one, jot this down. It's not only the ability to entertain a new idea, it's the ability to also action that idea. The ability to action that idea. Those are the two critical skill sets that will have us outperform in the 21st century. The ability to be open-minded and entertain new ideas, and the ability to take those ideas and action them into our life. True? That's the key to success. Where most people are narrow-minded, go, I already know that. Most people in most industries in business, what do? They just copy what everyone else does in that industry. They're not open to new ideas. Why are we doing it this way? Well, because we always have done it that way. Is that true? How many people in industries are here in businesses? Oh, that's the way we always do it. Why are you doing it? Because everyone else does it. Why don't we think about something new? Why don't we think outside the box? I mean, Steve Jobs, was he a narrow-minded thinking person? Wouldn't entertain any new ideas? Or was he someone that had the definition of intelligence according to Albert Einstein? Yes or no? Absolutely. He had the ability to entertain ideas, and he had the ability to take massive action with those ideas. So I challenge you this weekend, one, keep an open mind. Two, commit to showing up to every session. Now what we've done, I know you're going to have different interests, so we've arranged a unique layout that we have breakout rooms starting in a few hours, where there's a particular topic that you may not be as interested in on the main stage, you can duck out to one of the breakout rooms and focus on additional topics. True? So you'll have that diversity and that opportunity to learn as much as you want and focus on take as much as you can from this buffet as you want. Okay? It's the 2 days of a buffet. I challenge you to also consider this in creating wealth. All I ask in return for sharing the strategies and information that's made a massive difference in my life, all I ask in return is this: will you consider, when you take these ideas, you take these strategies this weekend, you go out in your life and you apply them to your business, your career, your investing, you increase your income, you increase your profits, increase your net worth. Will you consider giving 10% of your increased profits to me? Who's happy with that? Team, quickly pass out the legal documents. No, I'm just joking, not to me. Will you consider giving 10% of your increased profits to charity? Yes or no? You choose the charity, whether it's Virgin Unite, Richard's Charity, 21st Century Charity, whatever charity you believe in, whatever cause you believe in. Will you do that? Yes or no? It's up to you, but I believe it's a very important wealth philosophy. The reason, jot this down, the reason most people are not rich is they're not generous enough. The reason most people are not rich, now there's exceptions to every rule, but I'm telling you now, the reason most people are not rich is not generous enough. The universal principle teaches us this: in order to get, we must first do what? Give, we know that. That's a universal principle. And we go, how do we become wealthy in Australia? We forget the basics, don't we? To become wealthy, you need to give. If you want $1 million, you need to give $10 million worth of value. True? You have to give to society. And some people go, well, I'll give, but I'll only give if I know exactly what I'm going to get. Is that really giving, yes or no? That's like horse trading. That's like, if you go about in your life and say, you know what, I'm committed to giving. I'm committed to making a difference. I'm committed to helping people. Two things I learned about business. I'll cover this very quickly now, because we don't have a lot of time with each other today, so I want to give you as much as I can before we bring the other speakers up. Jot this down, especially those who are in business. Two keys to becoming wealthy in business. One, the key to becoming wealthy in business or anything is you must, jot this down, you must add value. Jot that down. You must add value. True? You must add value in anything you do. So these strategies we're going to look at in business: how do you add more value to your customers? How do you add more value to your clients? In investing, how do you add more value to society? You must add value. That should be your sole goal. If you add massive value to society and don't make any money, is that a bad thing, yes or no? Some of you are not sure. I would say no. At least you made a difference. However, in business, you must have number 2 rule. Not only must you add value, you must also make a what? You must make a profit. True? You must make a profit. You say, well, Jamie, what if it's a non-profit organization? Non-profit organizations must still make a profit. The profit just goes back into the organization. So we have to be comfortable with that because most people are not. Most people think profit is a dirty word. Where we have to be comfortable. We're in business, we must add value and we must make a profit. True? So these things are important. So my challenge also this weekend is not only keep an open mind, take lots of notes, give a percentage to charity, but it's a playful out. To stretch your mind, stretch your body. Some of these days will go late. Okay, when you leave here 1:30 a.m. tonight, you'll be excited to be back by 8 a.m. tomorrow. Some of you think I'm kidding, don't you? Stretch yourself. Life, you have one shot. True? Let's make the most of it.